You would all have seen the press release that was issued day before yesterday, I think it was, regarding Prime Minister's upcoming visit to the United States. As you would be aware, Prime Minister will be visiting the US from the 21st to the 23rd of September. This visit combines many aspects. It has a very important bilateral aspect to it, a very important plurilateral aspect to it, and an equally important multilateral aspect to it. There will be interaction with a variety of foreign partners at the level of the Prime Minister. There will be interaction with the large Indian diaspora in the US, and there will be engagement with a host of business and industry leaders, amongst others. Prime Minister, let me give you a sort of a snapshot of the visit and the various elements that are currently fixed, and then I can go a little bit into the detail of each of these components. The Prime Minister's first stop will be Wilmington in Delaware, which, as you know, is the hometown of President Biden. That is also the venue of this 6th Quad Summit that will be held there. It also happens to be the 4th in-person summit between the Quad leaders, and that will be during the day on the 21st of September. From Wilmington, the Prime Minister will travel to New York to attend the Summit of the Future at the United Nations. This, as you know, is a special event that's been convened this year following a decision that was taken in 2021, I think. And the Prime Minister will address this gathering of world leaders. He will have a number of other engagements throughout these 3 days. So just to recap, on the 21st will be the Quad Summit, the bilateral meetings on the sidelines of the Quad Summit. A very special event this time on the sidelines of the Quad Summit will be a cancer moonshot event. This is a major priority. I can give you some more details on this later. On the 22nd, the Prime Minister will have an interaction with the Indian diaspora. This is being organized this time by the community in Long Island in New York. There will be a technology roundtable. It's a roundtable with a number of tech CEOs where opportunity to discuss the tech investment landscape and the opportunities that are available here will be on the table. And there will be separate and several other meetings with CEOs and other stakeholders, and also some bilateral meetings with heads of state and government. On the 23rd, as I said, the Prime Minister will address the Summit of the Future in the UN General Assembly, and there are a few more bilateral meetings that are being fixed up on that day. As you can imagine, several parts of this visit are still a work in progress. Some meetings are being fixed up. We'll keep you updated as we go forward. Just a few more points to elaborate on the different components of this visit. First, the Quad Summit, as I said, being hosted by President Biden in his hometown in Wilmington, Delaware. Now, I know that some of you have had some curiosity earlier about the fact that it was India's turn to host the Quad Summit this year. That's a fact, but we had discussions with our US colleagues, and at the request of the US side, we agreed to exchange it, given that the Prime Minister was going to be in the United States. As you probably already know, India will host the next Quad Leaders Summit in 2025. The Quad has a very, very full and substantive agenda on this occasion as well. I'll not preempt the leaders' declaration, which will issue at the end of the summit. I would only point out that the Quad's constructive agenda continues to develop. We continue to work on development priorities in the Indo-Pacific in implementing sustainable development goals, delivering public goods, strong focus on peace, prosperity, and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. Our agenda covers health security, climate change, critical and emerging technologies, HADR, infrastructure, connectivity, maritime security, and counterterrorism. And therefore, this upcoming visit offers us, the Quad leaders, the opportunity to review progress achieved in the last 1 year and set the agenda for the next year. As I said, one of the signature initiatives that will be unveiled on the sidelines, and this one I can speak about a little bit, is the Cancer Moonshot event. And through this milestone initiative, the Quad aims to implement innovative strategies to prevent, detect, treat, and alleviate the impact of cancer on patients and their families. And to begin with, we intend to collaborate in reducing the burden of cervical cancer in the Indo-Pacific region. We are looking at a Quad joint statement, a Quad fact sheet, and the Cancer Moonshot event will have a separate fact sheet of its own. As you probably would have gathered by now, this is also going to be a kind of a farewell event insofar as the Quad is concerned for President Biden and Prime Minister Kishida of Japan. And therefore, the Quad event provides the Prime Minister with an opportunity to thank both leaders for their leadership in giving momentum and salience to the Quad partnership. Very quickly, as I said, on the bilateral part, there will be an opportunity to have a substantive engagement between Prime Minister and President Biden, where they will have the opportunity to review the comprehensive global strategic partnership between India and the United States, which today covers almost every aspect of human endeavor through the 50 plus engagements and bilateral dialogue mechanisms that we have between the two sides. Again, it also gives the Prime Minister the opportunity to thank President Biden for his pioneering role in strengthening the India-US relationship and for the several new initiatives, such as the initiative on critical and emerging technologies, which was taken during during the time that President Biden has been at the helm in the United States. At the bilateral meeting, I just want to preview this a little bit for you. There will be an opportunity for both sides to exchange a few agreements. Two that I would highlight are the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework related agreements and an India-US drug framework related MOU. There will be a bilateral fact sheet also that will be released on this occasion, which will give you more details. We also expect to have bilateral meetings with the leaders of Japan and Australia. Moving forward to the following day, which is the 22nd, as I said, the key engagement on this will be Prime Minister's address to a gathering of the Indian community in Long Island in New York. This is an event that's being organized by the community. As you know, we have about 4.5 million strong Indian diaspora in the United States, amongst the largest such groups there, and one that has made a mark for itself and is contributing to the relationship between the two countries by acting as a vibrant living bridge between the two of us. The Prime Minister will also be attending, as I said, a business roundtable with CEOs of leading US companies in the cutting edge areas of artificial intelligence, semiconductors, quantum computing, and biotechnology. And again, an opportunity to review innovations that have taken place in these fields, highlight India's growth journey, the opportunities that are offered in India for cooperation and investment. While in New York, the Prime Minister will also have the opportunity to have bilateral meetings with several other world leaders. These are also still being worked on in terms of timings, availability, convenience, venue, etc. So we'll keep you updated as we get more details. Last but certainly not the least is Prime Minister's address to the Summit of the Future on the 23rd of September at the UN General Assembly. The summit will bring together world leaders with the objective of enhancing multilateral cooperation with a view, obviously, as the title says, to the future, to tackle the most pressing global challenges that we face, the gaps in global governance that exist. And one of the main areas of attention will be attaining the Sustainable Development Goals on target and on time. An outcome document, Pact of the Future, Pact for the Future, along with annexes on the Global Digital Compact and a Declaration for Future Generations, are expected to be adopted by the world leaders, and these are being finalized as we speak. Obviously, India's priorities at the summit include inclusive and equitable sustainable development, South-South cooperation. You would recall that the Prime Minister hosted the third Voice of the Global South Summit in August this year, which saw participation by over 120 countries. And I would imagine that many of the concerns that were raised at that summit will also find voice at the Summit of the Future. The Summit of the Future will be followed by the UN General Assembly High-Level Week. The External Affairs Minister will be taking part in the High-Level Week, and he will deliver India's national statement during the High-Level Week.